Right, well, welcome to this introductory video for the Saleabration in a Box Field and Flowers and Fields kit. So if you ordered the entire bundle, you should find in your pack a pack of the Flower and Fields DSP, the Happy Thoughts stamp set, the Label Me Lovely Punch with this sort of label bit, and then you've got the bit on the side here that will cut you a slot, and your little bit on the side here that will cut you a hole, and then you've got some of the frosted and clear epoxy drops. So you should find all of those in your kit if you've ordered the complete bundle, or the combinations of whatever it was that you ordered. So, as always, you will have a full set of coloured instructions. So you've got your full picture and then your instructions on the back, including all the bits and pieces I've used. If I've used other things to die cut and things, you'll have what it is that I've used on the back there. Apologies, quick slurp of water. Right, so you've got 6 cards in this pack, and it's one of each of the 6 cards. So I'll just go in the order that they are piled up here. This one is a Just Jade card base. You will have a piece of Whisper White to go in the middle of yours. You've got this piece of Pool Party just here that I have cut on a curve. There might be little bits of the die cut that you still need to pop out. But must be careful not to lose all the little bits. So like this one has got a few of the die cut tie bits that it still needs to pop out. What you'll then need to do is stick a piece of this strip of white card, stick that across the back, trim it off and trim round the curve, just so that you've got the white peeping through underneath. You've also got a piece of the DSP, so you're going to have your DSP at the top, your Pool Party piece with its white strip at the bottom, and you want to make sure that when you're sticking these down, you're lining them up so that you've got sort of an equal border at the top and 2 sides, and then that should, and if you do the same at the bottom, that should sit that nice and centrally then. So you've got those bits. You've got this bit here that you're going to stamp your greeting onto, and then you're going to use your slot element on the side of your punch a slot each side. If you thread your ribbon through, then stick this bit on the front with your dimensionals, and obviously you want to do this bit before you stick this bit back down. And then anchor that ribbon around the back of this bit of card just with some tape, and then once that's all down, you can just take another little bit of ribbon, slot it through underneath and tie a knot for this bit. So that's your ribbon, that's your white card to go on your inside, and then you've got lots and lots of little die cut flowers there. And what I've done with those is I have stuck them onto this Pool Party piece just here, and as you stick them on, you want to make sure that some of them are sort of poking out from behind your label, so it looks as if they're all over that bit of card and you've stuck that label over the top of them. So that's that one. So hopefully that is self-explanatory, and that was using the dye from the hydrangea sets to cut all your little blossom and the curvy dies to get this curvy piece on your card front just there. So let me pop this envelope in here now that we've done that. Now this one is you've got your basic black card base for this one, so you will also have a piece of white to go inside. So you'll find you've got 2, in fact actually that one's got 3 bits of Whisper White. Why have you got 3 bits? I hope that doesn't mean somebody else is missing one. I'll have to have a look in a minute. So you've got your Whisper White base, which is behind this paper just here, and then you've got the slightly smaller one that is for your inside, for your insert of your card. You've got some twine. Now I did actually run out of the black and white twine, so some of you have got some black and white, so that you can put the two on together to form your black and white twine. And you've got a piece of this DSP. So what you want to do with the DSP is cut it diagonally corner to corner, and then sort of resting it in your trimmer, you're then going to cut a strip, and I can't remember whether it's 2 or 3 centimetres. It does tell you in the instructions. You're going to cut a strip of the card off like this, the paper off the edge of your diagonal, and then flip it over, because as you can see, that is the pattern that's on the other side of that paper. So cut it in half, cut a strip off that edge, flip that strip over, and then you're going to stick that down as a panel, and you'll stick all of that paper and those panels onto your piece of white card, and then you'll be left with this white strip going down the middle. Now your twine, when it comes to putting your twine on, you just want to get a bit of tape and stick it to the back there somewhere, and then bring it over this corner, take it all the way across the back to the opposite corner, bring it back round, and then you'll be able to just stick it on the back, chop the excess off, and then that's what you'll be able to use to make this little bow that you can then stick on the front with a glue dot. So stick on the back, take it round the corner, take it over, take it round the opposite corner, and stick down on the back just there, and then you've got your tail that you can make a bow out of. I've just stamped the congratulations at the middle of that white strip, and I've got some of these black matte dots. So that is that one, and I need just to check and see, and there's your little black matte dots in there as well. Need to check and see if one of the others has got a piece missing. That's that one. Let's pop that one in there. This card just here. So none of these are particularly complicated. You've got your cherry cobbler piece for the top. Let's just tuck those there for now so we don't lose them. You've got your cherry cobbler piece for the top. You've got this black mat. You've got a die cut fancy border, and again you might need to pop out some more of those little pieces. You're just going to stick that border to the back of that cardstock before you stick that down. Like that. You've got your 2 bits of DSP that are simply going to come on the front here. You've got 2 labels that I've punched out. These are a different label. These are the story labels. So stamp your greeting on one, chop this one in half, and then stick it on so that you've got an equal bit sticking out this side as you've got that side. And then take a little hole piece on your Label Me Lovely punch a hole in, and then just tie a bit of thread through and tie that in a bow. And then you've got 3 of the frosted epoxy drops in there to go on the front here. So nice and simple, a bit of a thinking of you card. They're always useful for all sorts of things. You can be thinking of people for lots of different reasons. Now this one is a bookbinding card fold. So what that means, rather than the whole front of the card opening up, you've got like this bound piece on the side here. So let's move this one out of the way so we don't get confused. Just flicked my gem off of there. So you can see that I've scored this at the centre point, but I've also had another score line in there, and you will find all the measurements in your instructions. So if you want to reproduce these, you'll know where to put your score line. So when it comes to the bits and pieces inside, you've got a narrow strip of So Saffron that's going to sit in the middle of that piece, centrally between the folded edge and that score line. You've got a piece of ribbon that you're then going to wrap around that and stick to the back here. And then once you've got that in place, you're actually then going to put some glue or some tape or something on here and stick that whole section down. So then this becomes your hinge to open your card. So this is all stuck down and this is where your card opens. But you've trapped the ends of that ribbon then in the piece that's stuck down, so that there's no, it's sort of stuck in there. So when you open it up, there's no sign of that. You have got a piece of white to come in here for your inside of your card. You've then also got some So Saffron and some DSP to come on the front here. You've got a bit of card there that you can stamp your greeting on and punch out. You will find that only just fits, so you'll need to be take a bit of a deep breath with that. You've got a piece of black card just there that will fit over the back with your punch on the front, and then you've got this strip of yellow to go in between the black piece at the back and the punched out piece at the front. And then you've also got a little gem in there. So a really pretty little card, a really nice little fold. So that's a book binding card. Let's make sure that we've gathered all that back up. Popped that epoxy cloth flip back in there. So that's that one. This one, again, it's using all these beautiful papers. You've got a shaded spruce card base with this one. You've got a black mat for the back. You've got a piece of card that's been embossed with the textured textile embossing folder. You've then got a piece of DSP here that you'll need to cut into 3 2cm strips, and a piece of black card that you'll need to cut into 3 2.5cm strips. They come on the front here. You've got a piece of card to stamp your greeting on and a bit for the mat at the back, some white twine for your bow, and some of the clear epoxy drops to go on the top. And then you've also got a basic white mat that you can put on the inside of your card. So nice and easy, but really quite effective and pretty. And then last but not least, we have the daisy card. So in here you'll find a Whisper White card base, side opening one. You've got your So Saffron mat for the base. You've got a strip of black card to stick your strip of DSP onto. You've got your white card to stamp onto and punch out of, and punch again out of the black, and again you're going to cut that down the centre and explode it out and stick it so you've got equal borders each side. When you've stuck that all together, take your strip piece on your punch and put a little slot top and bottom, and then take your ribbon and feed it down one slot, up the other, wrap that then round your card like this and stick it to the back before you stick your card base down, and then you've got enough ribbon left over then just to put a little knot through the top here. And then you've got your daisy. So to create your daisy, you've got 2 big daisy punches, and you'll just sort of line them up so that the petals sit within each other. You've got a small, a medium daisy actually, this one's called, there to sit on the top. You've got a little dot of So Saffron, and then you've also got a daisy cut out of Granny Apple Green. Now you might want to chop some of these petals off so that they're not sticking out underneath, but that just gives you a bit of sense of leaves underneath as you sit your daisy on the top there. So a nice bright cheerful thank you card. Obviously it's entirely up to you. You can mix and match your sentiments on these cards, or not put any sentiments on until you come to send them. But that's your 6 cards. I hope that you enjoy them. You'll have lots of paper left over to create lots more beautiful things and that really incredibly useful punch and stamp set. And some of those sentiments in the stamp set you'll be able to stamp on the insides of your cards if you should wish. As always, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this class. If you have any questions, something missing or anything that's not quite right, do get in touch and we will put that right for you. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully you'll join us again very soon.